the moves like Jagger. I got the moves like Jagger. Got the moves like Jagger. Don't need to try to control you. My eyes and I only want the moves like Jagger. I got the moves like Jagger. I know. Make me smile. Huh. I know you're nice. Yeah, goes like this. Did to try to control you. I got the moves like Jagger. I got the moves like Jagger. Me and Adam and Christina, thank you. What's happening? Shit. Hold on. AirPods out. Damn. Look out, Betty. Look out, girl. I am pumped. Pre-game warm-up complete. Hold on a minute, y'all. I got to get that lipstick because if I don't, I'll be looking everywhere for it. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, hold on. Jesus. There's a lot involved here, people. Okay. I'm back. Yeah, that was my American Idol audition. That was Maroon 5, Moves Like Jagger. You know, I think I might have some moves like Jagger myself. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Holy shit. You know, Mondays suck. I have been running around like a damn lunatic. Okay. I don't know why. I get utter anxiety if I think I'm going to be 30 seconds late. So I'm trying to do 3 loads of laundry. My bathroom looks like a hurricane went through. I do all the bedding on Mondays, and the house is just always, it's always a shambles until I get it all done. Of course, when I'm done here, this is the best part of Monday. When I'm done here, laundry will continue. I need to mop. All this stuff I hate so much. So, yes, trying to clean, find, you know, I was like, why are you changing out of that dress? Just wear it. Who cares? I wasn't feeling it. I was like, no. The sleeves rode up. I mean, it was cute for what it was, but I don't think that's going to be making a reappearance anywhere. That was its one and only. How was everybody's weekend? I hope it was good. I had a lot of fun yesterday with the family. We went to brunch and a couple other little things. So it was a blissfully pretty much YouTube free. I did, however, get some breaking news alerts yesterday. do we know if those who were in jail are back amongst the free? What? Wow. I mean, honest to God, like this place just never. I don't know why I'm always surprised, but I am. Is nonsense in the house by any chance? I am going to say hi to everybody in a minute. Do you guys like listen? Each subsequent Pelican brief dramatic reading, my thumbnails get more on point, if I say so myself. Did you notice the very tall stack of paper in the thumbnail? Here comes the fat bastard. Wubby, honey, you can't, he can't get up in this chair. Hi, what are you doing? You want to get in your chair? Okay, hold on. My sister-in-law gave me that really cute skeleton that's sitting in my chair, the pink one. And when I'm done, I put it there, but Whoopi apparently wants to sit down. Okay, come on, Pumpkin. You can fit in that one. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, so my thumbnails are getting more on point. I just can't wait to lose 3.5 more hours, 4 hours of our lives on this. I keep hoping, kind of like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? If you were a child at any time in the last, probably 30 years, you know what that commercial was. Remember the owl with the Tootsie Roll Pop? I think that must have been back in the days when we didn't have like an ass ton of candy like we do now that fills, 37 aisles. Oh, I guess he's just going to lay on the floor behind my chair. So yeah, I just keep thinking, if we keep licking this long enough, after we get 300 paper cuts to our lips and tongue, are we going to get to the good part? Is there a prize in here somewhere? There damn sure better be. And y'all, what I said this morning about that library card, I swear to God, when I do those videos in the morning, I never know. I mean, I have a general idea of, I just have a general idea of what I'm going to say, but I don't think about it. I just sit down in the chair and that is all spontaneous combustion. It's just, I just vomit it out, whatever happens when I sit there. Unlike a lot of people though, who do the same thing, I do possess a speed bump that is supposed to be located right about here. And it's supposed to govern this. So like you receive the information here. There's other ways, but traditionally you receive the information here and here, and then before it comes, before you vomit all over people, what you think about it or what your reaction is, up here somewhere, you're supposed to have a speed bump, which governs, how fast it comes out and how reckless when it comes out. So that, I try to always do that. But when I sit there, it's just whatever, it just happens. And when I said that about the library card, I swear to God, that was, this is how far back that memory is. It was a paper card. And it was like, what an old school manila file folder looks like? So it was made out of like that material. It was about the same color. And it had like the OG smart chip, like your credit card has. But it was like a raised, it was a square about the size of the chip on your credit card. and it was raised, and it was some type of like aluminum or whatever it was. Um, and they would lay it in like an old school credit card machine. They put the card down, and then it was about that wide, and it had a handle, and it made an imprint on whatever it was you were trying to put your name on. And when I got that thing, I swear to you, that was in my little kid mind. And I'd have to ask my mom how old I was when I got my first library card, but I was young, I promise you that. And that thing may as well have been an American Express black card for me. I I I used it as much as I use, my debit card or credit card today. Um, and I treated it like I was protecting my little first grade identity. Like, oh my God, this is my library card. I'm pretty sure that, well, I'm certain that I had a purse and a wallet to put it in. And I know I had a keychain too with Mickey Mouse on it. And do you know how I know that? Because that is another very vivid childhood memory. We were at Disney World when I was very young. I might have been like 4. And doesn't matter how old you are. Exit through the gift shop, that's been around since the beginning of time. And we exited through a few gift shops. And one of my treasures I came away with that day was a Mickey Mouse keychain, along with a giant Aristocats stuffed animal. The thing was like this big. It had on a pink satin ribbon with like some plastic, oh, like Betty's beads, plastic, but this was a stuffed animal cat, so it was very appropriate. Um, and my God, I just was like, I loved the cat. I had it forever. I think that was the cat that I've told you guys this story before. When I was very young, maybe 4, we had people from out of town that they were like very good friends of family. So they said, "Oh, when you go to Florida, go look up, John and Jane Doe." And they did, and they came over for the afternoon with their kids. They were from some like landlocked place. They went to Disney and whatnot. And let's just say that they were 2 boys, older than me, but not too much older. I think one was probably 7 or 8, and the other one was maybe 6. And we were all in my room playing, and that stuffed animal, the white Aristocat, um, I loved it so much, and I pet it so much when I was a kid that, the fake polyester fur, it got a little threadbare. And back in the day, they used to put these styrofoam like beads in stuffed animals. And well, I guess I figured out very early on that I was a little more sophisticated than those 2 kids, and I was feeding them. I was feeding them the insides of that Aristocat stuffed animal. I told them it was popcorn. I'm not sure why they believed me, because clearly it could not have. Yes, and my mother still does remind me of that story. If your mother's like mine, the fact that you're, 53 years old is not yet old enough to put a stop to, do you remember when you were in blah, blah, blah? That's my mom. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. But back to the keychain. Although I don't remember why I started talking about the keychain in the first place. But nonetheless, I mean, I can't leave you hanging. Oh yes, the vivid memories and things that are, just stand out. Well, the reason I remember that keychain so fondly, much like I had the kids eating the insides of my stuffed animal. Um, oh boy, this is going to just negate everything I said about being more sophisticated than that. I'm just going to assume I was much younger with the keychain than I was when I told them to eat the inside of the stuffed animal. Um, But the reason that I remember that I had a little purse and a wallet and a keychain that my mom, I mean, we got back to the hotel and I was like, oh, can I have a key? Can I have a key? I had to have a key for my keychain. Listen, I've always been this way. Okay. No half measures with me. It's balls to the wall, all in. Okay. Go big or go home. Can't run with the big dogs. Stay on the damn porch. So my mom put a key on because she knew that, there was going to be no peace until she complied. Yeah, I was that kid that when you went into a hotel, the first thing I made my parents do and my sibling, I would take the plastic tray. Remember, I told you guys two of my career aspirations when I was a kid. True story. I told my mother and some of her snooty hooty friends that yes, what do you want to be when you grow up? A cocktail waitress. I fulfilled that one, check. Um, the other, definitely a Las Vegas showgirl. I'm vertically challenged, so that couldn't happen. But um, at a very young age, we traveled a lot. So at a very young age, yes, the minute we walked into a hotel back then, there was always a plastic tray, and on the tray would be an ice bucket and usually two glasses or plastic, depending on where you were. And I would immediately put the tray on my hand and say, "Can I take your order?" I mean, my parents, if I called my mother right now, she would say the exact same thing. So I swear to God, I can see all this like it's a movie. Back to the keychain. And then I promise I'm gonna proceed to rip Betty. But she put the key on the keychain for me. And, like I said, balls to the wall, baby. It wasn't enough to just have a keychain with a key on it. I needed an ignition to put the key in. What do you think I put it in? Because clearly there was not a car sitting in our hotel room. Yeah, so I did the next best thing and I walked up to a socket and I popped that key right on in there. And I guess I don't have to tell you why I remember that. Let's just say that Lisa has never put another metal object or any object. Hell, I'm even kind of afraid of lamps. Into a socket. Yes, I learned the principles of electricity, very soon, very early in life. Yeah, I, you know, followed Ben Franklin. I didn't have a kite because I was too short to get it up in the ground, out of the ground, even if we'd have had, gale force winds, I couldn't have done it. And I didn't have a skeleton key, but I did take some type of key and put it in an outlet. So yeah, that's how I know that I had a purse for my little library card. But when I got that library card, I was so proud of that thing, and I swear to you, it was like, it's like a credit card. It's like that card mom uses when we go out. Okay. So that's more information than you, I'm sure, needed or wanted, but what can I tell you? It's my party, and we'll laugh at my expense if I want to. Oh, that brings me to the only other thing I want to God, what is going on with that lash? Y'all, ladies, if you wear lashes, I just tried these Ardell. That's the only brand I use. Trust me, I've tried every kind on earth. For me, these are the best. Easiest to put on, the most ergonomic. design, as far as the lash band. I tried the new ones. They're called Naked. I think they're called Naked Lashes. Oh my God. They really are. You can barely feel them there, except in the case where, it's probably not all the way tacked down. Always in the corner where your tear duct is, it makes them lift. I usually tack them down another time, but I forgot. So, what the hell? Listen, there's not a lot of embarrassing shit I haven't done on here. Well, you know what I mean. So if I lose an eyelash, so be it. But the only other thing that I would like to, it's really more of a question. There was a movie going around. Oh, this was something that everybody was talking about. I want to say, well, I don't think it's been more than 2 months ago. I'm not sure when it was released, but that movie, The Sound of Freedom. Well, for me, my husband and I tried to watch it last night, and I have renamed it just for myself, The Sound of Fury, because y'all, I mean this, and let me say that of course, the premise of the movie and the, their objective to bring attention to the horrific trafficking of our most vulnerable. Obviously, that is my thoughts about this movie. Please do not for 1 minute think that I am. It goes without saying. Okay, nobody's in favor of that, and I don't have a problem with wanting to bring attention to it. I think that is a very good thing. Here's my problem. That movie sucked ass. That was not even Lifetime movie worthy. My husband and I were in the bedroom watching it, and I said, what the hell? Well, my husband is hilarious. It takes a lot to entertain him. So I'm used to him doing his own commentary when we watch movies. Usually, if I'm really into it and I think he's just being, overboard, I'll do one of these like, stop, shut up. At least 75% of the time I'll join in because, yeah, this sucks. How much more of our lives are we gonna give up to this? Last night, I gave it a good chance. We gave it about an hour, and I said, we both said the same thing. It was really weird. Almost at the same time. We do that a lot. I said, look, it's clear. Steven Spielberg did not direct this. Okay, that's very clear. I'm not going to go so far as to say it was a straight to. Well, no, I am. To me, that was a straight to video kind of movie. I've seen more believable and better acting on Lifetime movies. And trust me when I tell you, I don't watch Lifetime. It's not my jam. I mean, it was when I was in middle school or high school, and that's all we had. But I thought he and I both agreed, and my husband's very much photography is a lifelong hobby for him. He knows a lot about cameras and all the technical things that I do not know or care about, nor do I want to. But even I picked up on. I was like, the cinematography is just weird. The actors. Here's what I want in a movie, and this to me is what makes something a good movie. And that is when I am watching and I feel like this is something live in real time that I just happen to be watching, through the bushes. Believable. Like you believe it. I don't know a better way to put it than what I just said. And that movie, there was not one actor in the whole thing that was believable to me. I just thought it was exactly what it looked like, a contrived story line, I guess. I don't want to get too in the weeds with that part of it, but I just thought it sucked. I thought it was horrible. And if you all will remember, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and Nonsense was in the chat, and we were talking about something, and I said to her, because she's been vocal about her feelings about that movie, and I said to her, "Oh, you know what? I just saw that Sound of Freedom is on my TV, and I watched the preview. I said I did put it in my queue to. I'm going to watch it at some point." I said, "But you know what? In all honesty, had I not heard all this chatter all over the place about just how phenomenal this movie was," I said, "and I just saw that trailer, I would not. I wouldn't have put that in my queue." And interestingly enough, my husband, let's just say my husband's pursuits online are far more cerebral than, like, my husband doesn't watch this shit. He knows more than he wants to know, but that's just because, when he comes in the kitchen, he can't escape it. But even he said, "Oh, yeah, I'm seeing it everywhere. How, what a phenomenal movie this is. It's so thought provoking, it's blah, blah." Yeah, okay, well, I'm the one. Okay, I'll be the one. It sucked. And I do not understand the hype. And after 1 hour, we both were like, and I don't like to do that. If I start something, I'm the same with books. If I start it, I want to see it through, but not when I'm, filing my nails and, browsing for something online. No. So it sucked. And if you trust Crimes and Fashion's opinion, and listen, I'm not trying to tell you not to see it. I'm just saying, if you're on the fence and you trust my, if you're kind of like usually find yourself agreeing with, even the majority of things I talk about when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'll do for you what I wish someone had done for me. Don't waste your time. Okay, so I'm going to say hi, and I'm going to say hi very quickly, and then we are back at it, kids. We're getting back in the weeds with this bullshit. And did y'all happen to see Betty this morning? See, this is how I know that she very much listens, I think, to everybody. But I noticed, like, I will say something, a criticism about something, and or sometimes it's not in relation to that, but it's like, I wear braids, Betty wears braids. I say a French saying, Betty. I'm like, bitch, you can't even hardly speak English. Like, leave the French to the French and to the très chic Americans like me. You guys know exactly what I'm saying. So when I saw her this morning, a little bird, I have a lot of little birds that, and God bless you, birds, for helping me to, stay on top of things, to stay in the know, so I can bring you the fast breaking, hard hitting YouTube drama. Well, no, that's Joneson. Johnson's got that. Jones, and if you ever need a correspondent, like a roving Trace Chic correspondent, hit me up. So yeah, the one of my little birdies said, "Woo, what it got? You got to go look at your girl this morning. What is going on?" And I looked, and I was like, "Well, I'm very glad that Betty. I'm glad you're taking some of my advice, because trust me, I know you don't think you know more. I'm sorry. I know you think you know more than everybody about everything, but you girl, trust and believe, okay? I most assuredly know more about fashion than you do, and you should. I'm glad you should be taking my advice. However, sequins at that hour of the morning, really? Only if you were broadcasting from your Tinder date of the night before, and walk of shame, and what you wore in the building is the only thing you had to wear out. So that's, in that case, I can go ahead and I'll give you back one more point, which will then put you. Oh no, I can't believe I took her to a 4. Anyway, but not only is it. Listen, bitch, I'm the most extra bitch in the world. And I wouldn't be rolling in here at 6 a.m. in sequins unless it was, some kind of national holiday, fashion related, or, God forbid, like when Carl passed, or, something like that. Oh, son of a bitch. But so if you're going to wear sequins, I'm not upset with her putting a little, like, I'd call that like a duster kind of thing, that open cardigan. It looked like it was probably just an open cardigan, but of course it had shit all over it, some kind of plastic beading embellishments. And she took like a very light gray, but then put this like oxblood red looking beaded abomination. Too much. Okay. In the words of Diana Vreeland, I know you want to know who she is, but look it up, okay? Listen, I'm only going to do so much for you. In the words of Diana Vreeland, the eye must travel. So yes, we want it to travel. However, it's not a game of highlight or ping pong or pinball. I mean, we don't want it like doing this and going, oh my God, I don't know where I'm to even look because there's so much shit. So, Betty, I can understand why you might. Well, never mind. I'm done with that. Okay, moving on. Sorry, I got to get my glasses down there. Damn it. Y'all, is my necklace on right? Can you see it? It's my Lisa necklace. I don't wear it very often because I don't like the length. See where the length is? It's all right with this outfit, but it's one of those things where when I put it on, I have to put it on backwards so that you see it forwards. The same problem that I always have when I try to fix something on camera, a strap or, something like that. And it's like, oh, left is right, right is. I'm not good at that. Okay. All right, I'm speeding up to the top of the class, and I'm just running through and I'm saying hi, and then we're getting this shit show started. AMAC, oh my goodness. Congratulations on your very first live stream. I have it saved. I am going to watch it probably later this afternoon or this evening. But I did see your thumbnail yesterday, and congratulations. And if somebody wants to put AMAC's link in the chat, that would be much appreciated. And you guys can always do that for anybody that has a channel. Well, you know what anybody means. Hi, Ninny. How are you? Crazy Nurse in the house. SoFlo Mama, Elaine, Heather B. Beachy, Kia. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon. I'm sorry. Hey, Dazzlerson. How are ya? Hi, Camry. Literally, Davis family in the house. Grandma Sherry, how you doing? How's the great state of Texas? Hi, Brittany. Daisy Jones. Oh, you're in Iowa? Woo, burr, is it getting cold? Hi, Marcy. Hey, Anissa, how are you? I've been thinking about you. I hope you're good. Hi, Rachel Wolf. How are you? Corky Carlotta. Hey, Corky Carlotta, how's the other side of the world? Wine, crime, and mayhem. Hey, True Texan. You guys, I still have 2 headpieces left, okay? But I figured I'd save them until we get a little closer to Halloween. What's today, the 23rd? Yeah. Then I thought, damn, you know what? This bitch loves a hat. I mean, I love a fascinator. I love a hat. And now I have an excuse to get a whole shit ton of them. I'd wear one every day. Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, I still have 2 fascinators I've never worn. Okay, stand by for that. Helen Highwater, did I say hi? I think I did. God, I'm sorry. I knew I wasn't sharing the sound, Kia. I was listening to my AirPods. That's my ritual. That's my new ritual that I've been doing lately. It's the uh pregame warm up with my iTunes. Actually, that was my YouTube playlist. Smoke. What's that? Decision on the smoke. What's the smoke? Hey, Cheesy, how are you? Cutie pie. Well, it was such a hit the other day when I was knife dancing and I was talking to myself. I thought, well, damn, maybe they want to watch me dance with myself. Hey, Ange Carter. Yes, I do. The more disgusting and vile YouTube becomes, the more I listen to music. Because I do. I really, it's how I decompress. It's how I run the spin cycle and get all that foul shit out of my brain. Mike Stevens in the house. Look at Mike. He's got his little zipper on his lip. Mike, you. All right, Mike, let's see how long this lasts. But Mike, the American judge, is also going to give you, we're going to put 5 points on the leaderboard right now. And I'm going to hold a good thought that your little zipper emoji. Now, Mike, I'm not trying to zipper your mouth. I just sometimes need you to be a little less enthusiastic for Betty and more enthusiastic for me. Okay. Hey, Beth, how are you? Marbella, Glenda, CK Warhola. Or is it Warola? Warola? Laugh at life. Oh my God. Yeah, I tell you what, especially YouTube life, you really got to laugh at that. Oh, okay. We're halfway there. I'm running. I promise. Hey, little Boston. V Casser, please. Will you please give me the phonetic pronunciation of the Caser, or is it Caser or Casser? Because I hate saying somebody's name wrong. TT the good TT the good Tiffaliner. You guys and your names. Hey, Platform Boots, how you doing? Hey, Mitten Mama. I left a comment on your video, and those Fruity Pebble cookies, those are going to be showing up in my life. I'll do a live. How about if I do a live? I will make them and I will do a live watch and react. Well, eat and react. How about that? That'll be fun. I'm doing it. I am doing it. And thank you. That was so sweet of you. Hi, Rin. Mama Bear in the house. There's nonsense. I will be anxiously awaiting your thoughts on my review of The Sound of Lisa's Fury as trying to slog through that. Oh, God. Hi, T. Marie. Oh, my God. Wow. Now that's a blast from the past. How the hell are you? My God. I was just thinking about you the other day. I hope you're good. I don't have an American Express Black card. Come on. I wish I did. That's my goal. Goals. You gotta have goals, okay? And the Illuminati. Listen, cheesy. I don't even have a. I have asked my husband many questions about the Illuminati. And yeah, how do I get in? That was one, like, what do you have to do for membership? Like, are we talking just like a gang jump in? Do I have to get somebody, let them beat the shit out of me? Is this like omerta, blood in, blood out kind of deal? Do we cut our fingers and, but it actually does interest me. And one day when I come in here and we have in the next 12 years, when we've gotten through the Pelican brief here, I would like to do like kind of like I'm not going to say a deep dive because I don't know enough to do a deep dive, but yeah, like the Illuminati, because I am kind of fascinated. Bohemian Groves is what really fascinates me, and that is that's the Illuminati's playground, supposedly in California. My husband told me the other night that Alex Jones was the first person to sneak a camera in there. Although, how the hell he got in Bohemian Groves, I'm not sure. And if memory serves me right, the little bit I know about Bohemian Groves, do you know that women are not even allowed to be on the property after? Of course, they're able to go there and cook all the food and clean the rooms and whatnot, but they're not allowed to be on property after a certain hour. It's male only. It's only men. And I do know this much. I know that when they have their once a year, their top secret meeting, and true story. And these are the captains of industry, finance, entertainment. I mean, these are the richest people in the world, the most powerful, richest people in the world, former politicians, presidents. Do you know that one of the things that is required, non-negotiable, when they have their meeting, they have a theater, an outdoor theater, like think back to Shakespearean times or the Roman times. And they break them into, I don't know how many teams, but there are multiple teams, and each team must put on a live performance. And everybody sits in these, I think they're like stone or marble benches. And I think there's a fabulous prize for the winner. Don't ask me how they figure that out. But, and I think they give them a theme that their play has to be about. Y'all, it's some weird shit. I mean, and I'm not a conspiracy person. I don't get into all that stuff, but I am very fascinated by Bohemian Groves. It's somewhere in Northern California. And I mean, it is quite literally a fortress patrolled by, like, you are not. it's, yeah, I'm very interested in that. Hi, wishful thinking. How are you? Yes, we are. It always takes me a long time to get there. I'm sorry. I'm very long-winded. ADHD, all that shit, but I promise we are almost there. Hi, Running Bear. Hi, Kerplunk. Now that's a new name. Welcome. Hey, Fit and Curvy. Oh, refresh. Running. Reading no comments. I'm just looking for names right now. Hi, Woodstock. Okay. Lost Hope. How are you? Scorpio Sting. Res Girl. How are you? Anastasia. Good afternoon. I'm scrolling this roller thing in this mouse as fast as I can. And if I miss anybody, I will see you at some point and say hello, I promise. Hi, Blank Slate, Liza Rowe. Good afternoon. Truth hurts and karma's a bitch. God, I love saying that name. Hey, Becca. And it's so very true. Juma AF. You are ding ding ding. You are correct. She absolutely did. Hi, Chaos. How you doing? Truth Seeker. Welcome. Okay. Hey, Kit. How you doing? Is it cold in your neck of the woods? Boots and Bourbon. How are you? Thank you so much for what you sent me. That was fascinating. Hey, Tia. Do we have Tia and Kia in the house? Hi, Kathy. London girl. Hello. Hi, Kara. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, long A. So it's V Kaser. Okay, got it. Thank you. Oh, Jesus, Betty with the good hair. I have not met her yet. Hey, Yoki Crime News, how are you? Forever trolling. Hi. Wise Angel UK. Steph B in the house. Stitching, bitching, and true crime with Taylor. Is Stitching with the Sisterlies here? It's like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can. Two stitchings. I get all tongue-tied. Shit, I get tongue-tied when there's no reason to be. Hey, CC Jones. All right, we're there. Yay. Okay, so where did we last leave off? Don't you worry, I know exactly where. All right, when last we met, we were on Betty's, and y'all, just as a, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but hey, Chris, how are you? But somebody in the chat, I think it was a new name, said, are we something about it? We're here for Betty's brief. You are absolutely right. And for the benefit of people that maybe haven't been here before, or, just popped in here and there. In full disclosure, I usually take just about this long I try not to, but I can't help it. It usually takes me about this length of time before we actually get to what I tell you guys that we're going to talk about. That is totally my bad and entirely on me. So I'm a stickler for being on time, which is kind of ironic in light of the fact that I, run my mouth for at least an hour before we get to the good part, so to speak. So, if you might want to if you don't want to listen to all the, which, hey, I get it. If you don't want to, just maybe, check maybe 30 minutes in and then 15 minutes. And I promise I never go more than an hour. Kit says it's very cold. Burr. It's about 80 something in Florida right now, maybe 83. It's beautiful, dry, somewhat dry. All right, so when last we met, we were on Exhibit D. And she sent us to Exhibit D for, I'm just trying to see what Exhibit D was referencing. Like it matters. Oh, duh, it's right under me. Okay, I'm gonna throw that down on the ground. Okay, Exhibit D. Okay, so that was in paragraph 32. And 32 was, specifically during the 12 months preceding this action, Queen Bee made the following statements about Bullhorn Betty during public live stream broadcasts and or videos published on Queen Bee's YouTube channels. See Exhibits D and E. Okay, so that's back to Exhibit D. And we were on... Okay, we already did that. Okay. This is, if you'll remember, this is a table that Betty made, which looks like it's just the same exact template that Queen Bee's lawyer used when telling her how to provide all the various and sundry discovery items that she is going to be required to produce. Is Kathy P here? I'm asking because I see some, I didn't see Kathy, but I see somebody saying hello and they have the little prayer hands. I hope everything's okay. Helen and Kathy P. All right. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, I hope you guys are both okay. I'll go back in a little while and look a little further up. So on this table, the way Betty has laid it out, it's in 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's four boxes, I guess you would call them, and this is what the boxes are supposed to contain. And that would be, column 1 is the date, column 2 is the description, column 3 is the URL, column 4 is the timestamp. Okay, so description. There is no date. Let me just look on the back page. Proceeding. Nope. Okay, so there's no date. Betty, just in the future, it would be helpful if you would reference on each page what each column is for. That way the poor bastard who is reading this, well, actually, I'm the poor bastard because I'm doing it for free. At least they are getting paid. But they won't have to keep, flipping back or referring back on their screen to, what is that supposed to be? Description. Queen Bee laughing and boasting. Oh, Betty, that's a big word. That doesn't sound like Betty. Not that boasting is a big word, but it's just a little more artful way to, that's why it doesn't sound like Betty. Queen Bee laughing and boasting that all of the trolls she is encouraging to attack the channel as blank screen. Quote, you're going to have this motherfucking girl losing her fucking mind. End quote, paren, emotional distress. Close paren. number one, as I was saying last week, I got to put this hair back. Otherwise, I'm just going to be playing with it the whole time. And that makes me nuts. Oh, the other thing that makes me nuts, and I have got to, this is something I must work on. When I do those videos, that microphone, and I tried not to talk, like I was trying to be very conscious of the volume this morning, my speaking volume, but unfortunately, because it was so close, there were on whoever's eardrums I blew out, I'm sorry. So we have she's using all these colloquialisms, YouTube vernacular, and actually, to tell you the truth, I think I would even call this YouTube nomenclature, which is even more specific than vernacular. Much like if you are a literal rocket scientist, and let's just say you engineer rockets, you design schematics and whatnot. Well, obviously that's not a really huge industry. So within the industry, they have very specific language that is pretty much exclusive to that industry. So a lot of this terminology, just a normal person reading this who does not exist in YouTube Krama or any other, with a lot of regularity like all of us do, we know all these terms because if you're going to be here, you're going to pick it up, you're going to learn them. Hey, runs with scissors. But these chances are these people do not have any clue what a lot of these terms are referring to. So that's a problem. The other thing that you be laughing and boasting. Okay, this sentence right here. QB laughing and boasting that all of the trolls she is encouraging to attack the channel. I don't need to read anymore because that's what I want to address. Attack the channel. No specificity, of course. And then at the end of that sentence, she puts parentheses, and in it she puts emotional distress. Yeah, what? Apropos of what? Whose emotional distress? Yours? I'm assuming that's what she means. But honest to God, how do you call yourself a legal professional? I'm calling bullshit. You seem to have no understanding of the most basic tenets of the law. The law is about specifics and specificity. And when you are suing someone and asking for damages that allegedly have been caused to you, why in the hell would you leave anything to chance? The judge is not going to go, oh, this thing is an absolute mess. And putting parentheses and saying emotional distress. Well, I mean, I'm assuming she means hers because in Betty's world, she's the only one who exists. And she's usually the one doing the inflicting of emotional distress. So, I guess she just assumes that everybody that's going to read this knows that, oh, she's talking about her emotional distress. But where there's supposed to be a URL, there is absolutely nothing. It's blank. So this, to me, this entire box, it's a throwaway. She fills in timestamps. She's got 5. What would be bullet points if they had bullets? So she's got 5 bullet points. This box right here is supposed to contain the URL of the video that she is referencing. It is blank, but she did provide timestamps. So I'm not sure how she thinks the judge is or the lawyer. Trust me, it's the lawyer that's going to deal with this pile of shit first. And he's going to make several motions that he wants the judge to rule on based on this. Okay. And it's going to be, Your Honor, sorry, version 2, the new and improved. It's not new and improved. In fact, it's more convoluted, and I still don't know what I'm supposed to be defending. Hi, Michelle. Betty's hurt Fifi's. Hi. Hey, TLC. Sofa King in the house. ZMM. Hi. Okay. I think I caught the new people. If not, I'm sorry, and I will catch you at some point. Okay, bullet point number 2. QB telling her viewers, wait a minute. Even though, let me just read that again to myself. QB laughing and boasting that all of the trolls she is encouraging to attack the channel. Okay, attack. Betty, here's something that we have this wonderful thing, which, since you have the best mods in the world, as you love to tell everybody, congratulations. But I know you've got it. There's at least 3 or 4 that are not on your team because they're on mine. As far as, the mods go. But we all know that they make judicious use of the blocking and timeout feature because Betty is not about letting people speak against her or challenge her. So much so that she's even got words that you're not allowed to say. Now, I have a couple of those words on mine, but they're words like "see you next Tuesday." They're the things that it's not my delicate sensibilities that would be, upset by those words. It's YouTube that would be upset by those words. So that's the only kind of. So Betty, it is, of course, Betty's going to use inflammatory words like attack. It is not actionable for me to say, oh my God, all those blank screens going, y'all, if you've got a blank screen account, roll on into Betty's and say hi. And of course, she doesn't give any, what's her example? You're going to have this motherfucking girl losing her fucking mind. Yeah? So what? Betty, believe it or not, we've all watched you. And we know how you get. You lose your shit if somebody even looks at you cross-eyed. So, sorry, sometimes it's entertaining to watch you get all wound up, which then leads to a rage stream. Okay, bullet point number 2. And my note says, true. Bullet point number 2. Queen Bee telling her viewers to sub up to your ass now. Queen Bee telling her viewers. So if I'm Queen Bee, I'm saying, sub up to your ass now. See, she doesn't even bother to proofread this shit. Queen Bee telling her viewers to sub up to your ass now because you will change the subscriber settings. And then when we're done, we will all unsubscribe again. And of course, she starts at when she puts quotation marks. Jesus, this is a mess. Queen Bee telling her viewers. Okay, Betty, what you should have said is Queen Bee telling her viewers, quote, sub up to her ass now because she will change the subscriber settings. And then when you're done, we will all unsubscribe again. That's how Betty should have worded it. Instead, this is what Betty said. QB telling her viewers to sub up to your ass now, parentheses, because you will change the subscriber settings, close paren, and then, quote, when we're done, we will all unsubscribe again. Close paren, period. If anybody would like to interpret that into a coherent thought that was better than the one I did or more informative of my interpretation, that's just what I'm trying to get up here and figure out what in the ever loving hell she's trying to say. And I promise you, I'm not the only one who's thinking that. And she gives a timestamp, but of course, we don't know. We have no video. Number 3 bullet point. QB says, parentheses, and the panel agrees, close paren. Hey, journalist, it should have just said, Queen Bee says, comma, quotes. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No. It should have said, Queen Bee says, comma, and the panel agrees, comma, not parentheses, that Betty has mental issues and she is not right in the fucking head. To which I put, opinion. She is allowed to say, Betty has mental issues. Well, I don't believe that she would have framed it that way, but Queen Bee says, and the panel agrees, that Betty has mental issues and she is not right in the fucking head. If the DSM diagnostic code fits, wear it, bitch. The channel clearly has no problem harassing people with people they deem to have mental health issues. Bullying, period. Bullying and emotional distress, period. Betty, much like what I think is contained in your mind, that is a fragment. A proper sentence has a subject and a verb. And, maybe the object of the verb. Boy, by the time this is done, y'all, we're going back to high school English and we're going to be full on diagramming sentences. Queen Bee, parentheses, and the panel agrees, close parentheses, that Betty has mental issues. Betty, you do know that there are many things that could be called what you're saying is mental issues that are not negative or derogatory. It's just, what else are we going to call them? So she is basically, what she's trying to sell here is that anyone saying that anyone else has a mental issue is defamation, slander, libel. Oftentimes it's just a fact. I mean, I have ADHD, I guess. I mean, I think I have a lot of the criteria, I would imagine. So technically, that would be a mental issue. There's nothing derogatory about it. It's just what it is. Yes, Michelle, I agree. We all have mental issues if you want to get down to brass tacks. Some of us just have much more sophisticated. QB telling her viewers. Oh, I'm sorry. We already did that one. Next one. Oh, my note on that, QB says, and the panel agrees that Betty has mental issues and she is not right in the fucking head. Betty, you should have quotation marks around that if you are directly attributing that to Queen Bee. That's how that works, honey. That's what you do know. That's what those things are, right? These they're not just like a buzz, air quotes. Well, yeah, air quotes is a thing, but doing that, either saying air quotes, well, there are two instances. You could do this as a way of being snarky, or when the proper use of this, whether like that or on paper, is when the language you are writing is directly attributable to someone else's mouth. So if you're going to say that she is not right in the fucking head, I mean, if it had been me, I would have put quotes around that, but that's just me. I also put says the biggest real life bully, LOL. Yeah. Last one on that block. QB and Heels say that Betty has 1 foot out the door, ellipsis. Jesus Christ, I swear to God, she is fucking dumb as wood. And yeah, that is my opinion. And I base that opinion on the fact that you write like you are in either 5th grade or, you've just gotten to middle school, because QB and Heels say that the way it should look is, quote, Betty has 1 foot out the door, ellipsis, which indicates in the quoting of words to another that said them, there's a break before you're going to quote. You're not quoting it all verbatim. Here, you say the first part, the ellipsis indicates I'm skipping some verbiage, and then you start again. Kind of like if you were going to try and this is like reinventing the wheel, honest to God. There's no need for an ellipsis when you are not directly quoting. And the way you indicate you are directly quoting is with quotation marks. God, you moron. Like, see, y'all, this right here, all of this is my problem with Betty. This is why I got no time for her. I see her for what she is. And you can sit up here and scream and yell all day long about you're a legal professional. You cannot construct a basic middle school level sentence. She can't. If she can, she must be hiding that part of her journalism skills. So do you see why people do not believe that you are a legit credentialed member of the media? Because you can't put together a high school level sentence. And isn't that the qualifications for being a journalist? That you are fluent in the spoken and written word? It is. It's more than just buying a press pass or printing one or having one gifted to you. QB and Heels say that Betty has 1 foot out the door, ellipsis, that she's next. And if there is a plan in place to target, as if there is a plan in place to target and harass one channel at a time. Betty, that's your interpretation of that. My interpretation is, you know what? If you've been on here long enough, well, people see a lot of people come and they go, and they come and they go. And, sometimes if you watch enough channels and you've been here long enough, you kind of, there is a playbook. Okay. Not everybody's playing from the same book, but Betty, you're while you're at the top of the continuum for me in people who seem to be in the throes of some type of, like she said, on the way out. I mean, you're losing your shit. Let's just say it. You look like you're losing your shit to me. That is my opinion. It doesn't mean that I'm plotting against you, Betty. Betty will take Betty down all on Betty's own. And we all know that. Betty's the only one who doesn't know that. Fake it till you make it. Well, that's not really supposed to be a life strategy, but be that as it may, you're only going to make it so far with that. Although I will give you this piece of free advice. I would think that fake it till you make it, you can probably pull that off a lot longer when you're, a little nicer of a person. When you run around like purposely provoking the shit out of, I don't know, anybody who dares to speak against you or defy some directive. I don't know. Next block. No description. We do have a date on this one. And it says, I love this. Arlene. ARLENE. Arlene on QB panel. It should be QB's panel. And her name is Aileen. Shit, I'm not trying to use her as a fucking witness in a court case. And I know her name. I know her name is Aileen, not Arlene. Arlene on QB panel talking about how she may or may not have hit Betty. My notes say her name is Aileen. And my other note says 3 question marks. So? And we all know she didn't hit you. If she had hit you, you would have had her arrested so fast, her head would have spun. And yours spins every day. I mean, because I don't know, I think we've all seen that movie. Yeah, but I tell you what, Betty, I've never been hit in my life. So it's so interesting to me that not only have you apparently been hit, you've been hit by multiple people that you are the only one who's seen it. We don't have any other proof that it's happened. And I'm not talking about anything in her, arrest history. I'm talking about just since she's been on YouTube and all the people she said is, hit her. Like in front of that hotel. Remember that when you told your subs you were going to a very important top level. You were going to meet with top tier people about the children. Bitch was going to CPAC and she wanted you guys to pay for it. And instead of just coming out and saying, hey, this is what I want to do. You want to help me? And I mean, I think they would have. So why she needs to lie, I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, out in front of the hotel there. Yes, do you remember Betty and all are good friends? One of whom, because she's there about the children. Remember, it's about the children and protecting the children and advocating for the children. And there she is standing there next to, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to say this. It's probably not going to be popular, but I'm sorry. See, what Betty can't seem to grasp is that I think she's been successful a lot of her life, probably at, telling stories to people and having them believe her. Well, and that's just my guess. I'm not saying that that's actually what happened, but I can definitely see a scenario where Betty's been telling her version of how things are for quite a while. And I think that because of the audience, will just say they've probably believed a lot of it. So then she comes to YouTube and she's in a much bigger pond. And the audience that she's trying to sell all these things to, about all these jobs she has and hats she wears and all her accomplishments, well, it gets more difficult to convince people of things like that when the direct, tangible proof of back that part up. Stop before I get to the direct, tangible proof. Forget I said that. The only way I know, Betty, to judge that you are a journalist, an advocate of this or that or the other, is by not only the actual tangible product and your streams. And I'm sorry, you just don't sound like an educated person. And more importantly, in addition to that, you do not conduct yourself as a professional person who works in something as sensitive as children who are either missing, dead, victimized, etc. And I can promise you this, there is not a legit, I've mentioned before that I have been through guardian ad litem training once in my life and considered going back a second time decades later. I decided against it. But nonetheless, I can tell you this. I know that even as a volunteer guardian ad litem, which is an advocate for a child, if you ever, number one, let's think about the strap-on video. Yeah. If you ever made something like that about yourself and you dared to call yourself even a volunteer in that kind of a capacity, you wouldn't be a guardian ad litem too long. Not after your supervisor got wind of it. And there was something else I was going to add to that. Oh, yes. Out in front of the hotel at the CPAT. And please, I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm saying here. What I'm going to say is not any kind of a personal slight against this person, because I have no clue who this person is, and they could be the nicest person in the world, and they probably are. But I'm just saying, when you stand next to somebody who has a face full of tattoos, what she wants you to believe is that she does all this incredibly sensitive work. Victims, what could be more serious than missing children, even adults, but especially children? And remember, the premise of that trip was, she was meeting with top tier people about the children. Have you ever seen anybody? I don't want to get too bogged down in this, but you must be listen, it's the type of thing where you must be above reproach. Your behavior and the way you conduct yourself and who you associate with. You must be above reproach. Not to be a journalist, but all these other things that she says she's doing. And that's why so many people do not believe you. New box. QB tells everyone not to sub to my channel or give me views. So what if she did? And I'm not saying she did because, wait, let me look. Oh, she does provide a URL on that one. That's not against the law, Betty. QB tells everyone not to sub to my channel or give me views, period. New sentence. New sentence. That a video has been made and posted elsewhere with instructions on what to do to me. Brigade and mass flag my channel. Wow. I'll refer you once again, Betty, since you need a lesson on mass flagging and brigading. And of course, yet again, you're just assuming that the person reading this knows what all that is. Go watch Menace to Sobriety. He has done more than one video on the fallacy that she is trying to put forth here. And it wasn't even about Betty. It was when Molly lost her channel. So, hey, Gina F., how are you? Oh, yeah, she definitely is a legend in her own mind. Too bad she's not in anybody else's. Hey, Fairy Meadows. And like I said on Saturday, the one thing that she wants so badly that she thinks she can demand and bully her way into and scream at you enough, it's respect. You will never, ever, ever, ever in 1,000,000 years, you will never have my respect. I don't care if you hung your hat up tomorrow and never did another live stream and became Mother Teresa. Who starts a sentence like that? That a video has been created. Oh, QB further states, Molly, this is really hard to read. She goes, Molly paid the something. Oh, QB further states, Molly paid me to expose her record and that her records was a dead person's. It was, moron. Which was also a lie. The something. Oh, she told her audience to garner sympathy. See, listen to that. You want me to believe that all this drivel we've been listening to, that honest to God, sounds like a middle schooler who got socially promoted too many times. But we're supposed to believe that she knows that her language is sophisticated enough to say garner sympathy. Come on now. Oh, Betty, it's your story, girl. Tell it how you want. To garner sympathy in an effort to incite her audience against me. Betty, nobody has to incite their audience to go against you. Have you not noticed how this works around here, Betty? Kind of like in life too, but very much on here. People of like minds generally tend to congregate together. There's nothing wrong with that. And I can tell you right now, if I went into a channel that maybe I've never even been to before, never heard of, and they started railing against you, I know plenty about you from, and I'm only talking about your YouTube activities. I know plenty about you. I don't need to hear there's not 1 minute of anything I would need to hear to have the opinion. She doesn't need to try and twist people's arms or give them incentives to not like you. You are unlikable. I'm not saying that you couldn't not become more likable if you took a good long look at yourself and did some soul searching and decided to stop being just a little like tyrant all the time. But you won't. She further tells, and it should say QB or MGL, because you are talking about more than one person here. So how about some specificity? I know that's not your favorite thing, but hi, Missy Fletcher. How are you? I saw somebody else came in. Southern Mimi. Hi. I love it. Yes, birds of a feather flock together. Water seeks its own level. She further tells her audience over and over again not to watch me because I break terms of service, which is untrue. Bullshit. Bullshit. You are a liar. You absolutely do it all the time. Listen, let's get real. We all break some term of service contained within the terms of service. It's kind of like when you go to the doctor or the dentist or something and you've got to have a procedure done. Even if it's just, a fun voluntary thing. You have to sign page after page after page of releases and acknowledgments. Well, most people don't read them. And it's kind of the same type of thing. If you want to have them perform this service for you, the price of admission is you must sign the waiver or the acknowledgement of the rules. Well, YouTube is the same way. That's the price of admission. And don't you dare sit here and tell me that you know every single rule contained within, it's sitting on my floor. It is several pages long. None of us do. So give me a break. And you're full of shit. Last I checked, YouTube, is it not against terms of service to maliciously dox people to reveal their identities when they themselves have never revealed their likeness or identity? I'm pretty sure then. So save it. God, you see, and this is, Betty, you're in a fantasy world, honey. God, how do I get there? Well, never mind. But like, you're just full of shit. Here we go again. She further tells her audience. Oh, I'm sorry. That was that. Okay. She further tells her audience over and over again not to watch me because I break terms of service, which is untrue. Bullshit. I said you do. I have no strikes against my channel and have had no strikes against my channel in over a year, despite QB channel mass reporting my channel many times over the last year. How about specifics? Many times? Well, that's subjective. Many times to me, many could be, I don't know, anything more than 17. To you, it's probably anything more than half of one. And just because, listen, bitch, let's get real here, okay? Just because you don't have any strikes, that damn sure does not mean you have not broken terms of service. So shut the hell up. I've never seen, honestly, and just in case you care, which I know you care very much, but just in case you might actually ever want to try to do something different or, improve upon yourself. One of the things people can't stand about you is that you are such a flagrant hypocrite. You are, Betty, for someone who is, in my book, you're just a clown. I mean, you are a clown, a straight up clown. And for someone who thinks that she is so serious and so respected and so accomplished, blah, 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 I've never seen anybody who's as unaware as you are. So, but I promise you, that's one of the things that people really cannot stand about you is that the chutzpah, or in your case, we'll just say balls, because that's, and when I say balls, I know you probably think that's like, oh yeah, because I'm a badass. No, that's not why I associate that word with you. But anyway, the chutzpah it's got to take to do the things that you have done, but are so thin-skinned. Next box. Oh my God. Is blank screen on? I honestly, I can't read it. Is blank screen on? It's illegible. Telling her audience, I can't read that either. I'm sorry. Okay, the next one, can't read that. The final box says QB calling BHB. QB calling BHB donors pay piggies. Who cares? Colloquialism, vernacular. What's the other one I said? More specific? Nomenclature. Thank you, sweet Jesus. We're at the last. We only have 2 boxes on this page. QB. And now look, this is plain as day. Nope, I can see every word perfectly. I wouldn't like, why are those? I told you before, it is not the ink in my printer, because all of her supposed writing it's just wherever she took this from, the quality was so poor that I can't read it. QB is telling her audience that I slept with another creator. I wrote in my notes, based on one of his former paramours, let's just say she would definitely be in a position to know, and that was allegations that she made. Well, I don't know. I don't want to put that on Missa because I don't remember. But one of Dolly's former live-in, I think they lived together. They were together a few years, and she she definitely she shared some messages and whatnot, but I don't think she ever did say that it happened. But this is what she did know. She did know that, according to her, unbeknownst to her, he went on some YouTube. Sorry, you guys, I'm gonna shut this line a little more. He went on, he was going to do some YouTube stuff, I guess, travel. And let's just say that apparently he ended up with Betty. I think that's when Betty said they slept in his truck. And at least according to his former paramour, she did not have any knowledge that they would be meeting up. So yeah, that's and the only reason that came to light is because someone else that says she was a friend with benefits, she, I guess, didn't feel that she was being treated as she thought she should have been, and she decided to bring some of their personal business to YouTube. So it all kind of like was a snowball thing. And listen, I am not sitting here saying that I'm not giving any input on any of that because it's none of my business. But unfortunately, it was brought to YouTube and became fodder for the YouTube grist mill. So, Betty acting like that just came out of the clear blue sky from Queen Bee, just maliciously. Well, it went through several different channels, and we were all talking about it. Because Betty, people can't stand you. So, I mean, what's ironic is, never mind. I don't want to talk anymore about that. So yeah, I said, and that was based on, let's just say it was based on somebody who was in a position to know. And I'm not speaking on the truthfulness of any of the parties. I'm just giving you the way it happened. Next box. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one more sentence. Well, I guess it's a sentence. We won't know that until I read it. QB states no one was out there until we got out there, and that is categorically untrue. What the hell are you talking about? Honest to God, you guys, whoever these poor bastards are that have to try and decipher this shit, this is like, you know what this reminds me of? Somebody tell me in the chat, what was that thing called? It was a code that in the Second World War, I think it was the Second World War, the Axis powers, is it called a cryptogram? What's it called? There was a movie not too long ago about it. And it was about cracking the code, cracking the cryptogram. Hi, Green Goblin, how are you? Oh, Rapper's in the house. How you doing, Rapper? We're going to behave today, right? That's what they're going to need. They're going to need that level intel spy. Cryptologist. Is that even a word? Oh, I'm thinking Egyptologist. Never mind. Not the crypt. Enigma. Yes. Oh my God. Forever trolling. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my God. I owe you a gift card. Hi, Spudler. Yes, the Enigma. We're going to need, excuse me. This judge, the lawyer, the judge, anybody who has to read this pile of shit and try and wade through this trash is going to need the Enigma machine. We need the code breaker. Because you tell me, let's just pretend that you have been dropped. Oh, I don't know what you would have done to have deserved the punishment of being dropped in this dump with no warning, no playbook, no nothing. Take this walk with me. Let's just pretend that maybe you got here in a flying saucer. However you got here. I mean, this would be like my mother. If I just dropped my mother down in this and said, figure it out. Hey, Grain, how you doing? Tell me what you would make of this. What like you'd be like, huh? Hi, Gina Marie. QB states no one was out there until we got out there. And that is categorically untrue. Out where? Who's we? What are you talking about, and why the hell does it matter? It doesn't. It doesn't. Like, this is how petty this bitch is. She wants to tell a judge, waste a real lawyer's time and energy on things like, well, she lied about me and she said that nobody else was. Hell, I'm a freaking YouTuber, like tits deep in this stuff for a while now. Her drama, her fucking lawsuits, her. And I can't tell you what she's talking about. What, like, truly. I was gone when all this shit happened. I left this place very soon after the I mean, I hate to drag this up again from the past, but let's just call it the Spank Bank controversy. Let's just say there was a few new branch locations open up of the Spank Bank, and she actually wants to. I mean, so yeah, this like that. I truly, because I left. I don't know what she's talking about, and neither will the people who. And here's the thing: it doesn't matter if we understand it, but it very much matters in a lawsuit that she brought and wants compensation from. Compensation in excess of, I assure you, she has never made that much money. I would be willing to bet in multiple consecutive years she has never netted the kind of money that she wants from this. Never mind in one calendar year or 2 calendar year tax years. What I mean. So yeah. And finally, remember, you've just been dropped here from outer space. Voices admits again that she has binders to send to authorities. Not illegal. And in my opinion, I think that I will give her a YouTube Krama Girl Scout group merit badge for that, because I think it is very much a service to warn any jurisdiction where you're going to play tragedy pimp and insert yourself into their investigation, interfere with their investigation, probably overtake a neighborhood or two, harass a bunch of people that you have no fucking way of knowing whether they are guilty of anything or not, just your supposition based on YouTube videos and internet articles. So I think it is, I mean, would I do it? No, I don't have the time or the desire, but I think it is a damn good thing that someone does. And yeah, like, What? It's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's not actionable, and Queen Bee is in no way responsible for what Voices says or does. Voices didn't sit, I'm assuming, and compile that binder on a live stream while walking all of YouTube through, each little tab she made when she put holes in the paper, and then put it in the binder. And oh God, I used to love that sound, especially on those big ones. Oh my God, Trapper Keepers. Do you remember those? Okay. And woohoo! We have made it through Exhibit D. But don't get too excited because we still got E. Okay, that was D. Here's E. Now, Exhibit E. Oh boy, this is a big one. Stand by, kids. Okay. Can you see that? That's Exhibit E. And my notes say Betty apparently thinks it's illegal and or actionable to like and or respect another creator's work and then recommend their videos and channels to others. If I had Adam Levine in my ear, ooh, I could, God, maybe we should do that. Maybe I should do a freaking dance party. That was me making question marks. And then I said, I wonder why YouTube even has that illegal feature. Like recommending, sharing. I wonder why they do that if it's so let's look at Exhibit E, and a lot of them are absolute just the same. They all pretty much look like this. They are all screenshots of, I think for the most part, these are Twitter. And she, honest to God, and this will be fast, I promise. Because you know why? Because at least half of these are complete word for word dupes. Just the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. And I have no idea why she did that. Well, let me guess. Did she think it was like for emphasis? First one, Exhibit E on 5/20/23. Queen Bee, this is hilarious. And it's Burnt Toast, Deep Thoughts of Avery. The next one, 5/19. Oh yeah, because I know I always do that. I start, and listen, this is the order that she had them in the document, is how they printed. I just picked this up out of my printer and I turned it over like that. She starts at the latest one and moves backwards. And to me, that just speaks to her, what it must look like inside the halls of Betty's brain. Because I don't know if it was me. I mean, most people prefer chronological order. But that's just me. Hey, Amberly, how are you? Petty Pebbles, how are you? Y'all, and I'm sorry, I'm just glancing over at the chat. I'm not, what's going to happen if I start reading all the chats individually, but I'm seeing y'all. I'm definitely trying to say hi to people when they come in that just got here. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Okay, so the next one, it's Betty's, and it says, Coffee Club is postponed until later today. Oh my God. On 5/19. Is that why my day was so discombobulated? Because I didn't get to go to Coffee Club on time? And it's QB, I guess. I don't do Twitter, so I don't know how this works. I know people like retweet. So I think, or it's a recommend. I don't know. But Queen Bee, it says, oh, poor little Tink Tink. See you on the next one. And then Betty says, Coffee Club is postponed until later today. And then we have Queen Bee, FBI most wanted troll, laughing emojis, and it's blank screen, most wanted by the FBI. Betty, you did that, bitch. I mean, sit in it, stand in it, own it. It was utterly absurd and ridiculous. And just yet another day to put on your put it in your autograph book, Betty. It was another, remember autograph books? Oh God, I love those. I have another funny story about an autograph book. You want to hear it? Just really quick. It wasn't a book, but it was about an autograph. When I was in middle school, I was in love with Def Leppard. Okay, that was like my jam. I love Def Leppard. We still had vinyl. I wore a groove in that vinyl. My mom and dad were going on a trip. My parents traveled a lot. They went overseas. I don't remember where, but I know they were in Europe. They were in an elevator, and Def Leppard was playing in concert there, and they were in the elevator with him. And when my mother told me, I was like, oh my God, did you get an autograph? And they didn't. But they lied and told me they did. And when they came back, they had some piece of paper that, or did they get me I don't know. They got me some kind of Def Leppard thing, and my mom signed it. And for the longest time, I thought I had Def Leppard's autograph. But it was my mom. Okay, back to Betty. Sorry, the autograph book just reminded me of it. But yeah, Betty, when you do dumb shit like calling the FBI because somebody's trolling your chat, well, girl, that's going to live in infamy in the halls of Krama. And every time somebody new comes along who's, maybe never seen your greatest hits, well, I mean, hey, you did it, Betty, not me. 517, QB replying to blank screen. Hell yeah, her pay pigs bought her that extra laptop and TV so she could watch us and make calls to the FBI. Well, Betty, you, as you yourself have said, you make your living off of the largesse. Of course, you don't. I'm sure you've never even heard that word, but that's my word. Off the donations, the loving and kind donations of your subs. So when you start getting all this new shit, well, I mean, obviously somebody bought it, unless it fell off Aaron's rental truck. And you guys, true story. I swear to you, the other day, this was crazy. My husband and I were in a shopping plaza, and I was driving because I don't like his car. It's too small and it's a sports car. And no. So I drove. And he doesn't like to drive anyway. As I was pulling out of the plaza, he goes, God, I can't believe nobody's taken that couch yet. And I said, what couch? And he said, didn't you see it sitting in front of the store? And I don't know what, it was one of those furniture rental places. And I was like, no. I said, are you kidding me? He said, yeah, it said free on it. And I was like, and nobody's taken it? I said, they will. And he said, oh yeah, I'm sure everybody's dying for that. The cushions are probably soaked in cat piss. He said, yeah, it was one of the ones that got turned in after the rental period. And yeah, it wasn't fit to go on to a new and loving home. So they just threw it on the curb. Next one, Queen Bee. I can't with this crazy ass heckler. Laughing emojis. Underneath there is no wire hangers. Hashtag Bullhorn Betty. I've got the experience to take big boys down. Yeah, we read the police reports. Laughing emoji. This is you in fear for your life? Question mark. Feeling all good to cut off somebody's windpipe. Is that what you said, Betty? Bye bye, Betty. You can see and that was no wire hangers video. Tonight my notes. So what? Next, the most hated troll. This is blank screens. Twitter, apparently. 2022 Troll Award winner. And then it says these tweets are protected. Only confirmed followers have access to blank screen tweets. So you would include that here. Why? Because you can't even see the tweet. So like, why is it there? Do you see what I mean? Which is why I have that giant question mark there. What are you thinking? Oh Jesus, Menace. This is the point where Menace to Sobriety makes an entrance into the LoL-Suit. This was pretty genius. You know, y'all know I love Menace. I'm partial to him because he made my fabulous opening. But not just that, he's smart as hell. He makes amazing videos. I'm very much, unlike Betty, who's jealous of everybody that's smarter than her, which is most of us. I very much respect intellect. Oh Jesus, are you like in the bushes? Apparently. Do I need to put you on that list of PPOs? I'm just kidding. This is one of your best ever, by the way. I agree. I'm in full agreement with this. It says Queen Bee retweeted this, and it says Menace to Sobriety, the remnants of Dolly and Betty's last tragedy pimpin' tour. Can you see it? That appears to be a used condom and possibly a bottom denture. Those are expensive. God, I hope whoever those belong to went back and picked them up, because my God, I mean, even if you go to a Doc in the Box dentist, I don't think those things are cheap. Well, shit, there's no dental that's cheap. My God, I have to go have not any kind of, what are they doing? Oh, well, I grind my teeth. So I've already had the bottoms done, but now they're going to take the top 4 and they have to cover, like the dentin is exposed. So they're going to, on 4 of them, they do like a trench. They use laser and then they fill it just to, cover up the dentin. But yeah, just for that. And then the Botox here and here in my jaw to hopefully keep me from, grinding them down to nothing. With insurance, it's about $1,200 because they're kind enough to give you the treatment plan. Nice word for bill. Yeah, just so you don't fall out of the chair when it's time to pay. I've canceled that appointment 3 times. So tomorrow, I have to go, no choice. Hope my dentist isn't listening. Oh, I swear, when I canceled those 3 times, it was the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me. Karama. Okay, the next one is Queen Bee. All it is laughing emojis. I think she's responding to Burnt Toast post. It says, hashtag Bullhorn Betty asking for, quote, a moment of silence, end quote, for someone in her chat as an excuse to turn her camera off to use the bathroom. Damn, Betty, listen, girl, don't your people love you unconditionally? I try not to do it, but I've had to say, hold on, you guys, I'll be right back. I got to use the bathroom. Hell, I've even made a cup of coffee once, but I was, as long as you don't do it all the time, what the hell? Just do it. Do what you got to do. Betty, even you are mortal. And I'm assuming, needs to use the bathroom every once in a while. You know, it happens to the best of us. Hi, Amy. How are you? Oh my God, all dental is obscenely expensive. All of it. Hey, hippie. How are you? It's nice to see you. Next one. Hooves on the ground. And then it looks like somebody's tagged Pirate Calypso, maybe. Beer Can Island, blank screen, burnt now. Some other one I don't know. And it says, it's a picture of Betty, and it says, when you double down on how right you were about streaming a court stream. For some reason, I put congratulations. Oh, because Beer Can Island, this, ding, 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 congratulations. This is when you make your entrance as a, well, you're not a participant, but you have been noted. You have been notated in Betty's LoL-Suit. Congratulations. Next, hooves on the ground, more tagging, and it said, oh, it's the same one. She does the exact same one again. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the bottom of it. She did it because this part was cut off. Okay, sorry, Betty. When you double down on how right you were about streaming a court stream, oh God, that was, whoa. Betty, you actually voluntarily put that picture of yourself with that face in this document. Bitch, that could have said, that bitch Crimes and Fashion said, blah! It could have been the thing that would have sealed the deal. Linchpin, congratulations, you just won. And if I was making that face and I looked like that, oh, hell no. Nope, sorry. I'll plead my case elsewhere in the document, but not me. But then you have to admit that you were, comma, as always, comma, wrong again. Oh, Betty, let's use this as a teaching moment, honey. I want you to refer back to this, okay? Specifically the latter part, because this, hold on, Bets. I'm going to highlight it for you so that, you know, when you're watching later, because apparently somebody watches, I want you to refer to this, okay? Because this will help you with your non-existent punctuation game. Well, it's not non-existent. It's almost non-existent. But let's just say on the punctuation game spectrum, 0 being non-existent, 10 being me. I'm a 9. I'm not 10. You're a 1. So, Betty, this right here, this is the proper use of the comma. If it had been Betty, she would have done this. But then you have to admit, period, maybe a paren, that you were, as always, wrong. She'd probably paren and exclamation point for sure, because, you know, our girl loves an exclamation point, even in a legal document. And my big note right here says, so none of this makes you look good, Betty. Betty, are you were you okay when you were compiling all this? Are you sure that did you have 2 devices maybe? And you pulled things from the wrong, I'm trying to figure out why you would put a bunch of shit in here that only pleads the case for your adversary. Like, it's bizarre. It is utterly baffling and bizarre. Queen B directly under it says, ha ha. Queen B shaking my head, SMH. Bullhorn Betty doubles down on saying kids should be euthanized. Oh, medicine sobriety, your second appearance in the lawsuit. Menace says, she just gets worse and worse. And I think it's this. Oh, okay. This is pertaining to her comments about offing. There's something cut off because the next thing says, will not bring charges. Oh, maybe it was supposed to say hoping. Will not bring charges in murder case of Shanquella Robinson because they say, quote, they don't have enough evidence available to prosecute anyone, end quote. She obviously she left something out somewhere because I'm telling you, this is the very next page, and that's what it says. Directly under that, Queen Bee, laughing emojis. Burnt Brick Toast says, it's interesting to see Bullhorn Betty stream while she travels alone without her team. I'm sorry, I did the air quotes. She did not. There to hype her up. What's really funny is that she continues to speak in third person, saying her team, now there's quotes, her team is doing this. And I put, so? Queen Bee retweeted Nate Enton, News Nation. JJ and Tylee's remains were then taken to the Ada County Coroner's Office. There are currently no places in eastern Idaho for autopsies to be conducted, so bodies are often transported to Ada County. Queen Bee retweeted Burnt Brick Toast. No wire hangers. Congratulations! This is your first Your Honor, appearing for No Wire Hangers will be Crimes and Fashion. Let this serve as our notice of appearance of No Wire Hangers entering the lawsuit. Well, being mentioned in the lawsuit. Queen Bee retweeted No Wire Hangers. Quote, swinging wildly, she busted her husband's nose, causing it to bleed profusely, end quote. Did you forget, Betty? And then, well, this is a handy dandy, what looks like a ticket, but I'm assuming it was a summons for one of Betty's, several run-ins with Johnny Law. Or, well, I mean, I know Betty's not a fan of specificity, but I am. So I'll just say one of Betty's many entries into the civil and or criminal docket. Okay. Next is now, Betty. Here's a perfect example of WTF. Do you remember what I just said? Like, did she grab the wrong device? I mean, because wait for it. This right here. Queen Bee retweeting No Wire Hangers. And not only is this included, my note says OMG WTH BHB. Can you see that? And then we've got the exclamation points. Because why she would put this in here as if this is helping her case. I mean, it is an utter, it's a head scratch. I couldn't even begin to guess. Let's see what this says. No Wire, Queen Bee retweeting No Wire Hangers. Bullhorn Betty, does your family know you volunteered them for this type of work? And then we've got little eyeballs. And this is what the highlighted portion says. It says, scene, SCENE. Andra hung the phone up. When I attempted to speak with her, she immediately stated, just take me to jail. Well, she said those words probably. Well, I don't know. She then stated that the victim never touched her, and again, to take her to jail. She was arrested on scene. After being taken into custody, she made numerous threats towards the victim, stating that I would find him, holy shit, cut up on the side of the road. Bets, were you having a few drinky drinks before this altercation? My goodness. She also stated that she would have her family kill the defendant and that she is connected. That's going to be page 2 in my upcoming book. Things you should never inside thoughts with crimes and fashion. Things you never want to say to law enforcement. That she is connected and would get away with anything. You know, it's funny. I hear Betty say shit like that. I've heard that several times, that she knows all these top tier people and she's connected. You know, it's always puzzling to me. Although I suppose there are hierarchies, you know, levels of being connected, and I don't know, because, like, you know, I just keep waiting to run into Betty at some, you know, some maybe a charity function or something, because, you know, I know she does a lot of good deeds and whatnot. So yeah, I keep wondering if I'm ever going to run in. Like, I wonder if we know any of the same people, Betty. She is connected and would get away with anything she wants. Andrew was increasingly hostile. Yeah, is he speaking of our Betty? Increasingly hostile, and did continue to make threats towards the defendant, who I'm guessing was probably her very soon to be ex-husband after this event. I'm guessing. Continuing to make threats toward the defendant and myself, stating she would make me pay for taking her from her home that she purchased when she was 24 years old. Okay. Wow. So you see, you know what's really terrifying? I've never read any of Betty's shit like that. Police. I know a lot of you guys have. I mean, we've all seen the mugshots and whatnot, and I've seen the docket. But I've never gone in and like read reports and shit like that, because she's just not that important to me. But boy, I'm glad somebody did, because what is really mind blowing right now is to think that this Betty, this YouTube Betty, this is the good Betty. This is the Betty who's learned so much. And wow. Like, I think she's a horrible, wretched bitch here. But reading that makes me think that, oh no, this is the good Betty. This is the new and improved Betty. Wow. I mean, and I'm speaking as someone who I had a good decade where I was off the damn chain. Okay. I promise you, I was wild. But when I say I was wild, I mean like every bouncer at every hot club of the moment knew me. Like, I just can't imagine telling a cop shit like that, because I'm assuming that is, you know, that's from a police report. Holy shit. It kind of does shed light on maybe this is the new improved Betty. I don't know. Queen Bee retweeted no wire hangers. I'll just leave these here because you like to leave out the truth. Hashtag Andrew Griffin, hashtag Bullhorn Betty, all in the details. And then 2 more, you know, these are very small screenshots of a narrative, long form, probably a citation or a report. Then we have Queen Bee retweeted burnt brick toast. Watching Bullhorn Betty ruining her own channel over a temper tantrum is wild, but I'm here for it. Me too. Yeah, like, and honest to God, you tell me, Betty, see that? And this is a repeating theme throughout every one of these pages. Giant question mark. What? How do you think this? And oh, let's not forget this one, that not only were you kind enough to include, you made sure it was in giant font, where you are telling, presumably, a law enforcement officer writing a narrative report that you are going to kill, you are going to cut up whoever him is. Her family would kill the defendant and the cop because she's connected. Wow. You're vile. You really are. You are a bag of shit, Betty. Honest to God. You're just a walking shit bag. There's one more that is a retweet that I can't see. It just says Awana, somebody, something. Next page. Oh, it's JLR. It looks like it's something from JLR. It's his tweet. And it says Don Wells is a pedophile. Candace Wells is a pedophile. Something it on. Oh, it looks, I guess, SS, it cut off. I'm sure it must have said pass it on. And my notes, look what my note says. OMG, Betty, mind blowing. Like, what's this adding to the party? Except that you'll be able to say, oh yes, he was my very dear friend. Heels in the air, tweeting at Team YouTube, and it says another member of the Molly Go Lightly and Bullhorn Betty, and then it cuts off. Next is something called the docket. It says this dude is a straight up asshole. I agree. Queen Bee is the next one. Yes, ma'am. And Bullhorn Betty is right behind him. Yep. Next is Queen Bee at Team YouTube, at JLR Investigates, at AdSense. At JLR Investigates on YouTube is still doxing people on his community tab and using your platform to bully and harass women, myself included. He is on probation after serving a 10-year sentence in federal. It cuts off. Can you see what my note says? All true. And she thinks that a judge and a lawyer are supposed to read this and garner what? You are proving her that all of this works in favor of Queen Bee. Then we have another screenshot. Queen Bee retweeted heels in the air, and it says Marjorie Taylor Greene meet Bullhorn Betty, aka Andrew Griffin, Molly Golightly's partner. And then there's a screenshot, and it says Bullhorn Betty addresses the Nashville shooting incident. And of course, this is what? Giant question mark, because I have no clue why she would put that in here. Queen Bee retweeted David Vance. I have no idea who that is. It says this tweet might include some sensitive content, and then there's nothing there. Queen Bee replying to blank screen. Thank you for covering these tragedy pimps and all the nasty things they do. Yes, I agree, and thank you. Oh, Menace to Sobriety. It is your third appearance in the lawsuit. Queen Bee retweeted Menace, and it says, should Justice for All leave YouTube forever? Reported Quentin Simons' remains found a week before DNA confirmation. Well, Menace, don't you know how many people Betty has declared dead before law enforcement has even declared them dead? So this is the playbook, okay? Tried removing blur from footage of Kylie Rodney's body. Yes, he did. And doxed alleged grape victim's name, DOB, SS, and driver's license number. And then it was a poll. Yes, 100%, or no, jaundice for all stays. So what? What does that have to do with you? Because she retweeted it? Betty, here's a news flash, since apparently you didn't get it. Normal, everyday, working class, normal, just our average American, me, everybody in the chat. You call that part of your, maybe that's part of we or your team. I've heard you talk about what a great guy he is before. Well, most people don't think that those are appropriate things to do. Sorry, you do. So it's so funny because I swear to you, I think in her mind, that is really what she thinks. And that's why she includes shit like that, because she just doesn't get it. Like she does. I think her perception is so fucked up that she, I don't think she does. I don't think she views things through the same lens. Well, we know she doesn't, but I just, Betty, I mean, does she ever take any time off of this dump? Like, hi, Zen. I'm talking like, oh, look at you, rapper, being all sweet today. I'd love to see that. I'm glad you're having a good day. I don't get it. Queen Bee retweets Brian Enton. Goncalves, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Goncalves family statement after Koberger hearing. That's all it says. Queen Bee retweeted Joe Scott forensic. Sheath called it. That's it. Queen Bee reading Koberger affidavit. Queen Bee retweeting Brian Enton. Initial appearance is at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Video will be allowed, but we can't put it out until the hearing is over. And then another one directly below it that says, in line to get into Brian Koberger hearing. Unclear exactly what time it will start. Anybody want to fill me in on why she thinks any of this is germane to anything? And no, Betty, I did say Jermaine, but I don't mean Jermaine Jackson. Yeah. Why is any of this? I wrote oh yes, my God, I'm sorry. Congratulations, Brian Enton. Congratulations, Joe Scott Morgan. You have made your first appearance in Bullhorn Betty's lawsuit. What, like, oh, here's a good one. Heels in the air. And it says, at Heels in the Air blocked you. You are blocked from following at Heels in the Air and viewing her tweets. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Here's one, Heels in the Air, at Team YouTube. This is the fourth video in a row. Bullhorn Betty is viciously doxing another creator on a live. She's accused her of selling drugs to children. Has to stop. And this is great. Look, this is one of the, I think this is only the second one in this pile of exhibits. And I do mean pile. She puts it in like 100-point font. What? True. How does she think any of this is helpful to her? And then there's another one directly under it, and it just says, I actually think I gave them the wrong video. And then this is a screenshot of, I guess it's comments on a video. Of course, you have no earthly idea what video, because all it says at the top is Queen Bee in very small font. We have no idea what these are apropos of, but let's read them, shall we? Blink's getaway car. My mind immediately went to dogs and dingleberries. Oh, Creative Witch UK, who I do believe I just saw in this chat. No, I'm sorry, that's Wise Angel UK. Congratulations, you've made your first appearance in Betty's LoL-Suit. Creative Witch UK says, no prizes for guessing who she was watching last night. Bet all those blank screens freaked her out, LOL. Julie, I know you're in this chat. Congratulations. This is your first appearance in the Bullhorn Betty LoL-Suit. What does Julie have to say? I believe she took a mental health day. I believe she needs to take about 427 more consecutive, Your Honor, not concurrent. Someone named South Philly. She's thinking of her next grift. Blank Screens Bondsman. BHB, you're going to need bail money. No time to take a sick day. Heather Bratt. She's been on hold with the FBI since the entire Blank Screen fam showed up. She'll be back as soon as she hangs up. See my notes? All opinions, not illegal and or actionable. Sorry, guys. Hold on a minute. I got to fix this lipstick situation. It's making me crazy. Oh, God. Dark lipsticks, they tend to get like, you girls know what I'm talking about. They get like crummy, especially in the corners. It's gross. And I did not eat before I came in here. And I don't even have chapped lips because I use, I think it's pronounced Laneige. It's either Laneige or Laneige lip mask every night. It's just a fancy bullshit marketing tool for clear lip gloss, which is all it is. Okay, much better. Now I'm sure I'll have it on my teeth. Jeffrey, I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed in this one. Ladies, if you have problems finding as you get older, it's hard to, like, your lips kind of, they get thinner, they lose volume, they start to not be as defined. So if you have problems putting lipstick on, do it like I just did it. Like, I don't use liner or anything, but I also get my lips filled. so that they're not invisible. But, you know, I do it once a year. And that's the difference between having it done so they're there and having them done so they appear to be exploding, like too many PSIs in your new set of tires. But do the top and then do that, and it'll usually fall right at the border of the bottom lip, and then you can, then you can go in and fill them in. Okay. Next is a queen bee. Oh, community post. Now, I only know that's what this is because after I looked at it a minute and I saw this here. But do you think the judge or even the lawyer is going to have any earthly idea what this is? They're just going to say, well, all of a sudden now this looks different than what she's been showing us. And, I would imagine that when putting this forth as evidence, as she is, well, most people are going to want to know what is the source of this evidence? Where did this come from? Maybe I'm missing it, but I see nothing on here. You don't see any like URL up at the top. I mean, this is the most sloppy, poorly thought out, poorly spoken, poorly presented, hot mess that I've ever seen. And to call it a lawsuit, it's a temper tantrum that she is asking a court to mediate and resolve. Queen Bee, I guess this is a community post. Hashtag Brian Koberger, formerly indicted by a grand jury for murder of Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, and then it says read more. And then there is a picture of, it's hard to see, but I'm assuming this is the indictment or the affidavit in support of the indictment. Yes, indictment. Excuse me. And then below that, it says, Queen Bee, hashtag Soapgate 2023, Red Dot Dolly Vision, his RSO brother, and the other one burning a crack pipe, all it says all UND, and then ... read more. And apropos of what? What is this here for? I mean, that's Dolly, not Betty. She didn't say anything about Betty. The next one, another community post, and it says, it's Queen Bee, screenshot of Betty eating something, and it says, be there or be square, y'all. And it's burnt toast. It says, upsetty Betty, begs for trip, becomes household name. Lost the game, crying emoji. Underneath, it's Queen Bee, and it says, please share. And the only thing you can see is in very large font, it says missing person. Why? What? What is this here for? I have no clue. Another community post, Queen Bee. The family asked for privacy and you jumped in their group on and told them they wouldn't be G, and then it's ellipsis, and then it says read more. And there's a screenshot, it looks like, from Blank Screen. It says, I'm pretty sure they told you once. And the screenshot says, the true crime grifter can't take no for an answer. And then there's comments, and it says, the effing audacity of this beast. And then it says, Queen Bee 1 month ago. Question mark. Yeah. What of it? What of it? She is a beast. Anybody? I know exactly what this is. The judge will have no clue, but we do. This is Sarah Dreyer. This is when they were desperately searching for Sarah Dreyer, her husband, her 2 children, her parents. Very sadly, she took her own life. I don't think it was too terribly far from her home. But when the family told JLR, who was out like being a stalker in front of their house, I guess, wanting to, talk to me, you, a dog named Boo, a blade of grass, everybody. And, they listen, Betty, I know that this will come as a surprise to you, but not everybody has an unquenchable thirst to be seen and heard. I have my own feelings on why that is. I guess, if I didn't have anybody in my life to get validation from, like your husband or your boyfriend or your children or your nieces or your nephews, or I don't know, your job, or just whatever most people like fills them up. You don't appear to have any of those things. So I think that's why you will do anything to feel important. And you have to be an absolute bag of shit to not be able to accept when you, like a fucking weirdo bitch that you are, or I think Jonathan started this one, reaching out, wanting to help. And the family politely declined. They had a lot to deal with. And, not everybody has the want or need to see themselves all over the internet like you do. So when they politely said, well, thanks very much, but we would like our privacy right now. Because, what they didn't say was that this is going to be my guess, but I think it's probably fairly close to how it went down. I think that the family had a very good idea of what happened. And as such, well, they wouldn't want to have their daughters what they probably already knew was not going to be a good outcome. They didn't want it all over fucking YouTube. Because guess what? They already had the police involved. And, there are some people who actually still haven't gotten word or don't have any faith in Tragedy Pimps Inc. And they prefer to just go with, the people who actually have the education, the experience, the know-how, the equipment, the tools, the reach. Yeah, all you can do is add to our pain by exploiting our what is probably going to be very tragic outcome, as it was. And instead of being able to just, like a normal person would say, okay, well, I appreciate you taking the time to either respond in an email or a phone call, whatever it is. I appreciate you. I appreciate the offer. It really means a lot. Thank you very much. And if we change your mind, if we change our mind, we will definitely reach back out to you. And you know, if you'd still like to help us if she hasn't been found, well, thank you. That's what I would have said if someone approached me, God forbid. So what does Betty do? Betty finds out Betty's going to white knight for JLR as if he needs that. Um, and she blasts the family in a very public, shitty, heinous, horrible post. It was so vile. She basically told the family, you know, well, you know, shame on you. You don't want Jonathan's help. You don't want my help. I'm a world famous YouTuber. And I'll make sure you don't want our help. I'll make sure that nobody talks about this case. And that part right there, she absolutely did say that she would make sure it didn't pick up traction or some bullshit like that. There's an advocate for you. Yeah. So you think this proves what? Because do you think that the ones, I mean, most of them, I'm sure the lawyer is going to just, they're not even going to bother to respond because he knows it's immaterial, irrelevant, and who fucking cares? He isn't going to waste time going point by point about things that are, it's a wash. It's the thoughts of a chaotic mind. But, you know, perhaps something like this, well, his client's going to have filled him in on this right here. And I don't know, if he chooses to address that one, I don't know, some might say that it's indicative of what kind of person you are. But I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I don't play a lawyer. We leave that to you. Queen Bee, another community post. The family asked for privacy and you jumped in their group. Okay, so she did that one again. Like, Betty, do you realize it made you look like an absolute bag of shit the first time? So quite naturally, you're gonna copy it again and put it right behind it. Oh, okay, whatever. I just wrote redundant, duplicate. What? Whatever. Community post. Letitia Stout listening to the recorded calls with Al. Queen Bee, you watch and decide. Drop your opinion below. Oh, okay. This is why it's there. It's a screenshot. It says, is Dolly a roach now? And then under it, I can't tell. God, is this you, Menace? I can't tell. The avatar is partially cut off. It said, did Dolly Vision become a hater roach channel? Dumbass, you know that this lawsuit is between you and Queen Bee, correct? Judge doesn't, Dolly is not in this. Well, except for where you named him, of course. How nice of you. God, with friends like her. Yeah, another giant question mark. Why? Then we have another one, same thing. Queen Bee tagging heels in the air. It just says great video. Underneath the screenshot, it says the irony. That's it. That's literally, that's it. Like, Betty, do you know how infuriating and anger provoking. It is for people whose time is valuable. See, you don't have a real job, and your time is worth whatever your idiots will super chat you. So maybe that's why you don't seem to have an appreciation for just utterly wasting the court's time and a lawyer's time and Queen Bee's money with all of this irrelevant, immaterial, half of it you can't even figure out what the hell it's there for. Just crap. I promise you, this is not going to be looked upon with favor. Queen Bee, set your notifications for burnt toast. She'll be live in an hour. There's a screenshot. Toasty reviews, Battery Betty threatens Duty Ron, attacks victims, lies about streaming. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. I read you. Yeah. Notice the giant question mark. Yeah. What about it? You want to hold Queen Bee responsible for burnt toast thumbnail? And if as a YouTuber, I'm sitting here going, what in the hell is all this crap in here for? And I know what, can you imagine what a lawyer and the judge have got to be thinking? No, ma'am. Bathtub Mary, you better, girl, you better say that in so. Are you telling me she's filed more? As if it's like, as if the filing deadline is just a suggestion. You know, it's just a suggestion laid out in that library book. I told Betty she should get the Illinois Rules of Civil Procedure, but all those rules and those timeframes, those are for other people. They haven't met Betty yet, so they are, apparently no one has alerted the legislature that Betty is important. Betty is connected, and you better do what she wants, or I don't know, she might kill you. I mean, as she told the cop who was arresting her, she's connected, and you know, her family is connected, and yeah, that. You've got to be kidding me. Please tell me. Documents hidden. Next one, Queen Bee. Go check out @TragedyPimpsExposed. She does an amazing job on her videos and premieres. Screenshot, Tragedy Pimps Exposed. Live preview, reviewing BHB and her hot mess. Also hear from some smart people who are, and then it says NO. And then directly beneath that, Queen Bee, it just says rest in peace, Gannon. So Betty, I guess what I'm gathering here, because y'all, I did not go. No, this stack I did. But apparently, did I go through all of them? No, I stopped at some point. What I'm gathering here is Betty, despite the fact that YouTube encourages creators and even subs to this this word right here, you know what that means, right? Community. You know, this is a collective. And no, you are not the HOA president of the community, okay? Betty, I have told you, I've told you this several times, but it's been a while since I told this to you. So I'm going to tell you again because it bears repeating. Betty, there is a homeowners association board of directors with your name all over it. just think, you can go to the, well, Betty probably doesn't live in a place where they have a community pool and whatnot, but let's just pretend find one, find a pool, find a community, find an HOA board. That is your starring, that is what you were born to do, Betty. You were born to be. Now, in the real world, Betty, you're not going to get to be the president of the HOA board. You're not going to have unlimited terms. It's kind of going to be like, I don't know. I don't know if you can serve, if the same person can serve over and over, but find one. Betty, you'll probably get your own like notepad. Maybe they'll put it in like a pleather folio for you. And you can do things like this. You can have that power you have been trying to exert all over, I don't know, everyone who shares your airspace with. And you can get your little book. And like in the mornings, I used to live in a condo that had a board. Oh, God, I hated that lady. She was such a bitch. She was Betty. And every morning, and she was an old bat. So you don't need as much sleep the older you get. Well, and apparently this bitch would get up at like probably 4, 5, not because she had a job. Well, she did have a job, her unpaid job, which, by the way, that's a volunteer position. Well, she would take her little book of her dossier of destruction, and she would go out in that parking lot, and she had her notepad and her pen, and she would walk. If she saw any cars that did not have the appropriate sticker designation that you lived in that condo, she would write your license plate down. And let me tell you something, more than one time, I got to the door and saw a little notice, like a HOA summons. Yeah. Oh, you had a visitor in the parking lot on April 5th at 4:47 in the morning that did not have the appropriate sticker designation, parked in a unauthorized visitor spot, and if this happens again, not only is it going on it's going on your permanent HOA file, and we will tow the car the next time. And I'm thinking, oh, bitch, I wish you would. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Gina, yep, yes, they do. What, TLC, tell me, I'm missing something here. Has Betty even said? I don't know. I don't know if she does or not. I know she listens. Well, either she listens or she has one of her top mods listen, because, well, let's just say I've been starting to notice a lot of like weird. I'll say something or I'll wear something or do something, and next thing you know, Betty's doing it. Don't you remember when I talked about her little toddler braids? She took like all 4 strands of hair she has on each side, and I wore 2 braids one day. So if these are my braids, this was Betty's braid. Let me find my shortest layer. Okay, so we'll say this. Picture, somehow she managed to braid that much hair. At first I was like, oh, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. But then, after a while it starts, I start going, oh God, is it? Or is it like it puts the lotion in the basket? Wow. But yeah, Betty, you could just think, Betty, you would have more power than your jailhouse lawyer career affords you. You could have the power of the HOA, office of the president. I don't know. I think you should consider it, Betty, because I'm telling you, you were born for that. You absolutely were born. You were born to play the role of HOA, president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and registered agent. All of the things. Betty, I mean, we could get 5 years out of this. And maybe at some point in those 5 years, you could find a man and that's when I'll walk out in my yard one day and hold my hand out and little bluebirds will land on it. Speaking of that, you guys, I'm going to upload. Shit, if I'd have thought about it, I wanted to email it to myself to have it to show you guys. Right before I came in here, I was walking the dog, and where I live, we have a lot of sandhill cranes. And for some reason, they really like our yard. And when I went out this morning, sandhill cranes mate for life, and they're always, listen, they're always in pairs or families of 2 or more, unless Betty has a sandhill crane counterpart, in which case that will be the lone wandering crane that everyone else has divorced and said, nah, bitch, we don't need you telling us how to build our nest. We don't need you telling us where we should go eat. Blah, blah, blah. So there was 2 of them out this morning. Well, I've got in the front, there's a huge island that's full of, my husband loves botany, horticulture, plants. I promise you could point at any plant anywhere we'll keep it confined to the continental United States. And he could tell you what it is, what kind of, sunlight conditions, soil, fertilizer, like he knows all that shit. He loves that shit. I love it because it just like when he cooks, he likes to barbecue. He likes to smoke stuff. I wish he could find a way to smoke some Fruity Pebbles for me. But I reap the benefits of something that I have no input in and don't have to clean up. But the cranes were out walking when I took the dog out, and I did take a little movie of them because I guess it's just one of those things being here in Florida that I take for granted that we see them all the time, because I have people that don't live terribly close that have seen them walking around my neighborhood. They're like, oh my God, I've always wanted to see them up close. I was like, what? I said, our whole neighborhood, these birds, sandhill cranes, are very pretty. I love cranes. Do you know that cranes go all the way back to ancient, like, there's something called chinois that I love. Chinois is like a print, a patterning, a theme. It's a lot of Asian inspired pagodas, Staffordshire. Well, actually, Staffordshire dogs, while being English, are very much incorporated in chinois, which is mainly Asian based. But cranes have been used throughout history in especially a lot of Asian imagery. And I've always liked cranes. I've just never thought of sandhill cranes as, anything I'd want to wallpaper my powder room bathroom with. But I very much love chinois and cranes in chinois. And it's spelled, I think it's CHINOSEIRE. It looks like it should be chinoiserie, but it's chinois. So I took a little video of the cranes and just how they're very majestic when they walk. And because they are so common here where I am, the whole neighborhood, we all give like mad respect to the cranes. And believe me when I tell you that they expect it, because they walk like this. And I'm talking, they walk across the street like this. Well, first of all, they're all leg. Their whole body is giant ass long skinny legs the width of a pencil, and a giant bill, and a long neck. They are very majestic looking when they walk, and they walk like that, and they don't even walk that fast. They're like, it's almost as if they're in slow motion. And listen, they do not give a damn. When they are ready to cross the street, it doesn't matter if there's 5 cars coming south, 6 cars lined up coming north. Let's just say they don't stop and look both ways when they cross the street. Hell no. They're like, excuse me, you can just stop in all directions. And then we're really screwed if somebody else that in the animal block party is in the vicinity. Now that I think about it, they should all probably hang out together. The gopher turtles, we have lots of gopher turtles here. And while I personally have never done it, I've seen my husband's done it, my son has done it, I've seen lots of people who live around here. Well, turtles don't move that fast, and they really do not. And it seems like the bigger they are, the slower they go. I had one that lived I kid you not, it lived on my property towards the front. It had its own like special holes dug. And one day, it was at the damn front door. I said to my husband, called him at work. I said, holy shit, the turtle's at the door. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? I said, the gopher turtle, it's at the door. And he's like, yeah, and kind of like I've been saying for 3 hours and 12 minutes about Betty's lawsuit. My husband's like, honey, what do you want me to do? I said, are you going to be home soon? He's like, well, yeah, I'll be home in a little while. What do you want me to do? I said, it's lost. I said, what's it doing at the door? You guys, this turtle, I'm not kidding you. I'm trying to think of hubcap. Swear to God, size around of a hubcap. So if you got the cranes crossing and the turtle behind them, hope you packed a lunch. hope you're not in any hurry to get to your destination. But that day that I called my husband about the turtle, I thought, oh my God, the poor thing, it's all turned around. And let me tell you something, you couldn't see from my front door, you couldn't see his normal turtle hole, gopher hole. Well, no, gopher hole. I've been talking too long. A gopher hole is not the same as a turtle hole. Although as slow as a turtle is, they might want to just, subcontract to the gopher. And boy, those little bastards can get way down there. That's another thing. We have moles. My husband used to tell the one cat that if she kept, my husband is one of the funniest people you will ever meet. The two of us together are lethal. She would drop moles at the back door for him. And of course, I'd be like, oh my God, honey, Oh, bitch, he dropped one of those things. He used to tell her, she doesn't do it anymore because she doesn't go out much at night anymore. But he would tell her, listen, you're daddy's baby girl, and daddy will buy you anything you want. You just keep dropping those moles. Because it's amazing what a mole can do to your yard. Holy shit. And here I thought I had Bob in the backyard the other day, and I came in and, because I've kind of gotten my junior deputy horticulture wildlife badge. I came in and I thought I was going to get a pat on the back. I'm like, honey, come outside. I got to show you something. And he's like, what? I said, those moles, they are ripping the shit out of the bag. So I make him stop what he's doing, and I take him out there, and he said, oh, no, that's from the, oh my God, I was going to say antelope. We don't have antelope. Not an aardvark. We don't have those either. Armadillo, ding, ding, ding. He said that those are armadillos doing that. And I was like, ah, dang it. Well, oh, the thing I was going to tell you, I've seen all these people do around here. Sometimes the turtle, much like the one that I still don't know how it got to the front door, but it did. By the time my husband was home, it had made its way off of the front door. That's all I cared about. But you will see people all the time that will stop their cars. They'll pull over on the side of the road, stop the car, and go out and pick up the little turtle and put him back in his natural habitat. So I think you guys get the point. We are truly, I'm quite pleased because we got through. There's only maybe 12 of these left. Listen, if you guys want to slog through these, I definitely will not be here tomorrow. Probably Tuesday. I got to get some stuff done. Excuse me. I got to get some stuff done around my house. Monday is usually my normal cleaning day. And if I want to come on YouTube on Monday, I typically do the Monday stuff on Sunday. But yesterday we were gone all day, so I'm behind, and that gives me stresses me out. I don't. I want to get. I have to get. I want to and have to get my normal weekly housework that we all love so much. So I would say probably Thursday. Unless I get really ambitious this evening and decide to, Mary Poppins this house, or this is when it would be nice to be Samantha from Bewitched. I could just, or Genie. I Dream the Genie. But we'll finish up what's left of these because I'm done. 3.5 hours is that's my max. Plus it's just more of the same. So that's what we will do. We'll finish that up, and then let me see if there's how much more. I think this is the most As far as the exhibits go, I think the one that we've been doing today, that's the most. It's downhill from here, kids. That's the good news. But before I bolt out of here, somebody just tell me real quick, is it for real? Did she actually file more? You know what? I wish I could remember. Here's what I'm wondering. Can anybody tell me? I do remember that. Oh, it was Bathtub Mary. Bathtub Mary, are you still in here? I saw your comment said some hidden documents hidden or something like that. Something just occurred to me. I wonder if, I mean, it could explain it. However, I find it very hard to believe that she's going to do it until absolutely forced to. Like, what I'm getting at is it possible? Basically, a detective cold whisper. I love that. Hi, welcome. It's making me wonder if could that be Discovery? Because I can't keep up with all of Betty's dates, and well, not those kinds of dates because she doesn't have any of those. That's clear. If she did, listen, y'all, the best thing this community can do is pray for her to get a man, one that doesn't have batteries in the back of him. Or shit, I don't even care at this point. Because that would solve this. I promise you. She doesn't have enough to do. She needs to get laid. And she's got an attitude problem. So I think one, we got several birds, not my cranes. We got several birds that we could take out with one average size boulder. It really would solve. I think it really would solve a lot of problems. I mean, and of course, that's just, this is just for entertainment purposes only. I have no earthly idea the state of Betty's love life or lack thereof. I'm just wildly speculating. But that's the only thing I can think of is, could it be that she's uploaded Discovery documents and they might be, because that is happening. Okay. She will have to comply with Discovery. And unless she can show that there is no legitimate purpose behind what's been requested, she will have to produce it or face sanctions or her lawsuit being thrown out. So, but I just have a hard time believing that look what she did here. She files everything 5 minutes before the last hour. So that's what makes me think that, and the fact that, kids, if you think this has been fun, where's that stupid table? Oh, I threw it down on the floor. When we come back next time, I'm going to find, there's the table. I'm going to show you guys, we're going to go all the way back to the beginning where it's laid out in, I want to say it was between 8 and 10 pages long. Every conceivable piece of evidence, or I'm sorry, Discovery documents. I'm talking everything from damn VHS tape to every electronic form of everything you can imagine, video, written, every conceivable I can't even think anymore. Every conceivable form of discovery. And it is laid out in these tables, how it has to be formatted or converted, or how it has to be filed into it. So Benny, if you think that screenshotting broken hyperlinks, and I mean, if what we have seen is any indication, which obviously it is because it's her shit, so it's a very good indication. Well, at least some of it's hers. That would be the parts that have no punctuation, sentence structure, grammar, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that'll be fun times. They're going to probably need to, Knox County, y'all might want to consider whatever server farm you use. You might consider leasing an additional acre, because I'm sure you're gonna need it. Yeah, it's funny. All of this, and the rest of it's on the floor. But something tells me when it comes time to produce all your deepest and darkest secrets, whether they're financial, medical, text messages, emails, blah, blah, blah. Something tells me that that'll probably be 2 pages. All right, kids. Oh God, even the fat bastard's coming in. Are you out of food with me? He's like, no, Bob told me to come and get you. He's waiting for you. All right, kids. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on Monday and helping to make Monday a little more palatable. I do appreciate it. And we will reconvene. Court will be in session again on probably Thursday rather than Wednesday. But I'll give y'all a heads up. You know I will. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you. And I will see you guys in a few days. Bye.
Thought that you should know I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time it's real, real, real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat?